Okay. All right. Let's see how this goes. Welcome.
Yeah, and we're live.
uh, uh, okay, dear listeners, this is Pasquale DeDominicis. This is my grandfather. He hails from the Abruzzo region of Italy. He moved here in
58,
1958 at the ripe old age of
15.
15. And he has quite an interesting life. So we're going to interview him about it. Him and I were crammed into an office space here, right next to each other. So um, that's it for me. I'm gonna Eric. What
Yeah,
are
yeah.
your thoughts?
Um,
Introduce.
so
Do an introduction.
yeah. So of course, Pasquale Di Dominicus, and here's my so you say grandfather, but it's actually your nonu, correct?
Correct.
And that's the Italian name for grandpa, correct?
Correct.
That's Italian name for grandfather. Nonno.
Yeah. So, geez, Louise. So, I guess we'll start off by say I'll start off by saying I don't really know a ton about your story. I mean, I know over here bits and pieces from what Raiden's told me, but do you mind kind of taking me through someone hearing for the first time what it was like moving here to Canada?
It was was exciting. Was exciting to be able to come when I was 15 years old, and right around Christmas time, and reunite with my father and my brothers because I came with my mother, and then shortly after that, went to school, met a lot of kids, and I knew quite a bit about Canada, the geography, and all
Mhm.
the cities, and traveling from Halifax to Calgary by train. I knew pretty much every stop or every little town or every city that we stopped at. So it was
Wow.
exciting to explore not only the cities but the the climate.
Hmm.
Mm.
And um, you said you came here with your mom. How many siblings do you have, and how long ago or how long before you came were your siblings and your dad here?
My brothers, my older brother was in Canada and moved to Canada in 1952, and my dad came in 1954, and my other brother came in 1956, and my two brothers lived in Niagara Falls, and my dad lived in Calgary. So we all reunited in Calgary, but the only reason my mom and I stayed behind in Italy because we had a sister. My sister was the second oldest in the family, but she could not emigrate to Canada because she had epilepsy and not allowed, the Canadian government did not allow any people with conditions
To immigrate.
to immigrate.
Oh wow.
So so after my sister died, my mom and I came to Canada.
And how old were you when she passed away?
I was 12 when she passed away.
Okay. So it was 2 years after that you guys after that happened that you and uh,
Almost let's see, 2.5 years later we came.
Okay. And how long in Canada were your dad and your brothers here for before?
Well, my dad was here from 1954. My older
54.
brother was from 52, and my other brother from 1956.
And what were they doing?
My dad, okay, my older brother, when he first moved to Canada, he worked at in Lake Louise for the CP Rail, and he worked there for a couple of years, and then he moved to Niagara Falls because we had some cousins in Niagara Falls, and he stayed there till 1958. So my dad came straight to Calgary and also worked for the CP Rail, first in Lake Louise, and then he got transferred when we moved to Calgary, my mom and I. So he got transferred back to Calgary so we could all be together. And my other brother was a tailor, and he immigrated directly to Niagara Falls. And then in 1958, the two brothers, drove to Calgary and stayed there ever since.
Wild. And what was that trip like over when you were 15 years old? Like the actual journey itself.
Oh,
Did
exciting.
Yeah, because did you guys fly or was that by boat?
By boat. I think
How
back then,
how
probably, I don't know, I would venture to say probably 2 to 5% of the people flew.
Hmm.
The rest, by boat. And I embarked in Naples, and it was a cruise ship from a Greek line.
Hold on. So before you guys got to Naples, how did you get from
Naples to,
Nonno is from Teramo,
from Telmo.
and how did you get to Naples? How do you get by train or?
No, there were a few people coming to Canada
Mhm. From Teramo.
from the region.
Okay.
Okay, and I say there were about. We had a minibus that took us to
Okay.
altogether to Naples, and that was exciting because I had never seen that part of the country,
Yeah.
and seeing the city of Naples was incredible.
Big city.
Oh, and the port with all the fairly big ships at the time, and smaller in comparison now.
Were they kind of like the Titanic-looking ships, or what?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
They had like the big steam
There's a big steam
stacks.
Some of them had 2 or 3, and some of them had 4.
Mm.
Okay, all depends on the size of the. And so.
I was just gonna say for the listener, Abruzzo or Teramo is in the region of Abruzzo, and a region is like a province for the Canadian listeners, or a state like for the American listeners. And Abruzzo is on the Adriatic side, so that would be the east side of the country, and Naples is on the Mediterranean side. So you'd have to go across. This was a cross-country road trip for Nonno. Okay, continue.
Okay, so we embarked on this fancy ship, and to me it was pretty luxurious, and I made a connection with a couple of kids just a little bit older than me, and we chummed around together. We stayed up late at night to watch movies, and they had entertainment, and and then in the morning we'd sleep in, and
What kind of movie would they play? Like on a projector?
they had a
Okay.
movie theater.
A movie theater. Okay.
They had a movie theater.
Is this silent movies or is
No,
this
no,
the
no, it wasn't
okay?
silent movies.
Okay.
Some black and white.
Black and white. Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
but the entertainment was live entertainment. They,
Okay.
was pretty good, and so I think there would have been about 400 passengers, but I would venture to say that 85% were Americans returning to New York from Mediterranean cruise.
Mm.
Okay, so it was pretty fancy and great food, good meals, and then we go upstairs and on deck, and they had these big lawn chairs. But after 3 days, well, actually 2.5 days, after we crossed the Strait of Gibraltar, our waiter said to us at night when we were having dinner, he said, "Oh, from tomorrow morning on, I think it's going to be pretty relaxing around here." And I asked him, "Why would it be relaxing?" He said, "Because I don't have to work too hard anymore, because not too many people are going to show up for breakfast, lunch, or dinner." And I didn't know what he was talking about. And he explained to me that once you cross the Strait of Gibraltar, the Atlantic can be pretty rough. And a lot of people will get seasick. And that's what happened.
Did you get seasick?
I got seasick for about 2 hours. And one of my kids' friend came and knocked on my cabin door to see if I was okay. And he said, "Come on, get up. We're going up on deck." Because he was told that if we go up and open the window and stick your head out without looking at the waves, and let the cold air
Hit you.
you'll be okay. And
Interesting.
and he was right, because I remember we opened the window because you could pull them up or down, and we stuck our heads out, and the snowflakes were just hitting our face.
Oh, it snowed.
Yeah, it was snowing.
Okay, wow.
It probably would have been a blizzard somewhere.
Mm.
But I remember looking at the waves, and I had never seen waves that big, not even on movies or anywhere, because they were pretty.
Wow.
Yeah. So, needless to say, most people never showed up for dinner until we landed in Halifax 7 days later. Yeah. But it was good, because me and my friends, we just go explore, we get into the engine
room, yeah.
the engine room, and then we'll go back at the back of the ship, and we would wait till they unloaded the garbage. Okay?
Oh, that'd probably be cool to see.
Yeah.
Because, they unloaded, you name it, everything.
Yeah.
The cardboard boxes,
Everything.
vegetables, sewage, everything. And when they did that, you could see all sort of fish.
Yeah, they all come to eat.
They all come to eat, and they see some of those big cardboard boxes simply disappearing. And it was cool because you could, off the coast of Spain, as we were approaching the Strait of Gibraltar, we saw schools of tuna,
Hmm.
just, and they would stay for probably 5-10 minutes and follow and it was incredible to see some of this stuff.
Wow.
Not only that, but then you had the seagulls and
Hmm.
yeah. But then once we got into, after the first day we were at sea after the Strait of Gibraltar, we didn't see any more seagulls
Hmm.
until a day or so before we got into Halifax.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
And what was getting into Halifax like?
it was great. I mean, we got into Halifax as a night. Would have been about 7-8 o'clock, pitch dark. But you could see the snow was snowing.
Because what was this December?
It was December.
Okay.
Okay.
December 14th, I believe, we got into Halifax.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because we got into Calgary the 18th December.
Okay.
So getting into Halifax was nice because we had to stay on board at nighttime, and everybody recouped, everybody slept well, and everybody showed up for dinner. And everybody showed
Was
up.
happy to be on land.
Yeah, everybody was happy
Yeah.
on land. So the next day we landed Pier 21 in Halifax, and you go through customs. By the way, Pier 21 right now is a museum, and we visited that museum back in 2000 and the year 2000 we were there, and was identical as I remember. It was
Oh, wow.
the only change that they made was they put an escalator go from the area the walkway where we come out from the boat.
Yep.
And then there was a big stairwell going down to the main level where you went through the customs. And now they put an escalator in there. That's the only difference.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool to see.
That's cool. And then they have like the book of all the arrivals as well too. Do they?
In the museum.
In the
they do
museum,
now.
yeah.
Back then they didn't have anything.
Yeah.
They just came out, and the area where the custom area would have been like I venture to say would have been 10,000 square foot warehouse area,
Mm.
and so everybody's luggage or trunks or whatever you were, they just pile them in there, and you were supposed to go down, identify your luggage, and then call the custom
To come look at it.
the custom officer to come and look at it. And if he wanted, he could open your suitcase, your trunks, and all they did, I mean, they never opened ours.
Yeah.
And then they could ship it whatever the
To where you-
the
yeah, to where to go.
destination. So our destination was Calgary, and so the trunks came in the suitcase came directly to Calgary.
How would you at that time? How would you or your mom communicate with your dad? Would it be letter or would it be phone or?
Well, there was no phone.
Okay.
A letter.
Okay.
Well, sure, there was a phone, but
Hmm.
yeah, there was a phone, but not. We didn't have a phone in Italy,
Yeah.
and you had to go to the city hall in
To
Paternal
use it.
not to use it to receive a call, and you had to make time
Okay.
to
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Huh.
My dad worked for CP Rail, so we were lucky to I think we traveled for free on the boat because that was part of the CP ship
Mhm.
line,
Okay.
and the same thing by train. But the train in Halifax was once you clear custom and everything, you walk out, and there was a grocery store attached to the structure, and you could buy groceries to take with you for the journey, and then you just got on a train. And the train was from Halifax to Montreal, and I recall saying that that train looked like a cattle car because it had wood seats
Mm.
and was fairly noisy.
Yeah.
But you know, made it to Montreal, and then we transferred from the CN the train station to the CP rail station in Montreal, and we took the train to come to Calgary. Very luxurious.
And that was an overnight train. Would it stop along the way?
Just briefly,
Okay.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
brief, like I remember stopping in Winnipeg maybe for half an hour, maybe not that long.
Yeah.
Just to pick up passengers
Okay.
but the train it was was luxurious.
Yeah, it was like a.
Yeah, you had reclining seats and you could sleep, and they come with food and coffee if you want,
Mm.
and But the interesting part was on the train ride was from Halifax to Montreal. I had never seen that amount of snow
Mm.
anywhere. Everywhere we looked, it was just probably 2, 3 feet of snow, trees covered, and everything was white.
Yeah.
But then coming from Winnipeg towards Calgary, once we got past Regina, there wasn't so much snow. And once we got, let's say, in Medicine Hat coming to Calgary, the fields were barely covered with a little bit of snow. And then you start to see some cattle outside,
Mm.
horses, with maybe this much frost on top.
Yeah.
And we thought, gee, what?
They gotta be cold.
These guys, they're cruel to animals. Yeah, that was my story.
And so that was from Montreal to Calgary was 3 days.
3 days.
3 days. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And where did you guys move to? What part of Calgary were you in?
We were in Thorncliffe.
Okay.
We moved into
Whereabouts is that?
Thorncliffe was Center Street at the time, Center Street North,
Mm-hmm.
and about 48th Avenue, which now is McKnight Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's the house ZL
Yeah,
lives in.
yeah. So my brothers had bought a 4-bedroom house in Thorncliffe, brand new house, and we moved there. And I was there till I got married.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so so you moved in there, and so who was all in there? So it was your brothers,
So my
two brothers,
my 2 brothers, my father, my mother,
mm-hmm.
and for a brief time was my aunt, my uncle, and my 2 cousins.
Okay.
So we were pretty crowded
It was a full house.
It was a full house, but I had 4 bedrooms, and I bunked with my brother and my cousin
Mm-hmm.
in one room, and then the basement is fairly big. And,
What did you think when you first got got there? Like when you first saw the house?
Well, it's totally different than the house we lived in Italy. I mean, this had wood floors,
Mm.
hardwood floors, and cardboard on the walls.
Yeah.
But it was actually it's nice and warm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in Italy we had a stove,
To
a
heat the
wood
house.
stove that, or a fireplace. It was mainly wood stove that warmed up the area, and that's
And I get so that was December 18th. And what did you guys do for Christmas that year? Do you remember?
oh, we had a great Christmas. I remember driving with my dad and my brother to a farm far away. Probably would have been just past the airport, the old airport, uh, to buy a turkey.
Mm.
Was a turkey farm. There must been 1,000 turkeys there, you know.
Yeah.
And so bought a turkey, and then my dad said, "Oh, I should buy one for my uncle and his family." So came home with two big turkeys.
Were they alive when you
Well,
got
they're
there?
alive, and
And you just pick one out and then
they pick one out, and the farmer said, "You should pick this one." I had no idea
what you were looking for.
what they were looking for, but I remember a farmer saying, and I understood quite a bit of English at the time, but the farmer said, "You should always pick a female
Mm.
turkey because it's better than the male.
Oh, it tastes better.
Tastes better. You go figure it all out."
Interesting. Yeah, that's good to know.
So, yeah, and yeah, no, Christmas time, and then we have to meet a lot of my brother's friends and people from Italy that they were in Calgary,
Mm.
and so Christmas was a pretty nice,
A big reunion.
big reunion.
Yeah.
And then
So you mentioned that you knew a bit of English. Yeah. Who taught you English? Was that from school or how?
yeah, in grade 7 and 8, you had the choice in Italy. You know, you had to take Latin because,
Mm-hmm. It wasn't dead back then.
hey,
It wasn't a dead language back then.
no, you had to take Latin grade 6, 7, 8. Doesn't matter what.
Yeah.
But then in grade 7, you had a choice to take German, French, English, or Greek.
Okay.
So I took English
Mm.
for 2 years at school. And then in the summertime, because I knew we were coming here, I went to this guy that like a private tutor.
Yeah.
That he was kind of useless when I think back, because all he did, you put his feet up on the couch and say, "Well, translate this," and he'll give you a page of translation from Italian to English or vice versa. And I don't think he knew much English. So, but because I had taken Latin, I could spell pretty good.
Mm.
And I could understand quite a bit. But, you know, when you're 15, you're kind of embarrassed to speak.
Mm.
So until you make some friends and stuff, then you didn't care anymore.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, a little shy at first.
Yeah.
So how so okay, did you start school that
Right
like
after,
in January?
right
Or?
in January, I started school, and
And you start at, was it St. Mary's or
St. Joseph's.
St. Joseph's? Is that still?
St. Joseph's on 24th Avenue and 4th Street Northwest.
Okay.
St. Joseph's is the closest school,
Okay.
the closest Catholic school. And the first day that I went to school, they put me in a class, all boys. There's no, there was no mixed class in those days, okay? And at lunchtime, you stayed for lunch, and the lunch was in the gym, and the gymnasium was there a divider, half with tables or benches that you pull off the walls. That's what you had lunch there, and the other half had your balls bouncing. And after I had my sandwich, I opened the other door, and there were kids playing basketball. So right away, I closed the door. I said, "Hey," But a guy comes out, and he says to me in Italian, "You want to play basketball?" I said, "Sure." And that was Dio Joe.
Oh, cool. Was that your first day, or what day was that?
First day.
That was. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. That's my Nonna's brother.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So and then I started playing basketball, and actually I missed the first morning because practice was from 7 o'clock till 8:10, and then you went to classes. And so the coach said to me, "Practice at 7 o'clock." I said, "Okay," but I didn't know what practice meant. So I didn't show up. So so Joe said to me, "Why didn't you show up this morning?" He said, "For what?" And he said, "You're supposed to come to practice." I said, What does practice mean?" He explained to me. So I never missed a practice again.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't realize that's when you met Zio Joe.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and then so that was St. Joseph's. So that would have that been like the last year of middle school, and then you moved to St. Mary's the next year.
Then I moved to St. Mary's the next year, and then I moved to St. Francis, and then we got married.
Okay. So did you meet Nonna the same year that you met Joe?
No.
Okay.
No. I met your Nonna when we were at St. Francis.
Okay. So you were at St. Joe's.
Yeah.
Would have that been grade 8?
Grade 9.
Grade 9. Okay. And then grade 10 you were at St. Mary's?
No, grade 9 I was at St. Mary's because I repeat grade 9 when I came.
Oh, okay.
Because,
you only had half the year.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did grade 9 again.
St. Mary's, and then grade 10 and grade 11, and started grade 12 at St. Francis. And I met your grandmother at St. Francis.
In grade 12?
Grade 11.
In grade 11,
yeah.
Okay.
But I knew who she was.
Okay, before?
Through
Joe?
Through Joe, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you met her, and then when did you start working at the Hudson's Bay? Was that your first job?
No, my first job was when I was 15. I asked my older brother, he was working for a construction company, Border Construction,
They're still around. Yep.
Still around today. and he was in charge of road works.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? And I asked him if I could get a summer job, and he says to me, "You can come with me in the morning. I'll drop you off 2-3 blocks before the job site. You don't know me. You go ask for a job, but that's it."
Mm.
So that's what we did. He dropped me off. I walk into the construction shack, and there was a guy there, and he said, "What are you looking for?" I said, "I'm looking for a job." And he looked at me. He said, "How old are you? Are you 16?" I said, "Of course." And I was 15.
Yeah.
So he said, "Well, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning." And I said,
And
"Okay."
what month would have been?
This would have been the end of June, as soon as
Okay,
school
June.
was out. Yeah? And so the next morning I showed up, and there was another kid, maybe a year or so older than me, and he took us a block or so away. There was a big, huge pile of gravel, and this was out in Forest Lawn.
Mm.
Forest Lawn had become part of Calgary at the time.
Yeah.
And they were redoing the road works and the new subdivision.
Mm.
And so Borger Construction was doing new roads and sidewalks.
Mm.
So we had to shovel this gravel into the
Or roads? Has it always been asphalt? Roads always been
but
asphalt.
always concrete for the sidewalks.
Sidewalks. Okay. Yeah.
So we had to shovel the gravel inside the forms for the sidewalks.
Mm.
And man, that was hard work. But then after we finished,
How much were you getting paid?
$1.85 an hour.
Nice.
Wow.
that was huge money.
Yeah.
I made close to, I think it was $805 for the
summer.
The summer,
Yeah.
and wow, that was huge.
You're living like a king. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, then after we shoveled the gravel, they would come and get us and work with the surveyors to pound pegs and the right elevations for the thing, and that was a picnic.
Compared to the shoveling.
The best job.
Yeah.
The best job I ever had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then, the two surveyors, one was from one was English and from England, and one was from Ireland.
Mm. Okay.
And at the lunchtime, we go to the Forest Lawn Hotel. Okay, we have lunch, or they would have lunch. We had our own, and then they do the calculations. Then we'll go back, work another hour or two, pound pegs and Raiden. We'll go back for coffee there, and they the calculation. By that time, we work an extra hour of overtime.
Yeah.
Then my brother would pick me up and go home.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So, but after we shoveled gravel for 3 days in a row, we figured out that if we showed up about 6:30, 6:45 in the morning, the pile of gravel, we would tell the truck driver where to dump it, so we didn't have to shovel that much.
Mm.
So one morning we showed up, and the dump truck with the gravel comes, and he looked at us kids and he said, "What took you guys so long to figure out?"
Yeah.
So he would back up and dump inside the forms a little bit at a time. So all we had to do was just spread it,
Okay.
and it was so easy. Instead of working 3 hours, we worked maybe 40 minutes, and then we would wait for the milk truck to come by. And the milk truck, the delivery truck,
Yeah.
they had orange juice, you name it,
Yeah.
donuts,
Oh.
we would buy a dozen donuts every morning and a jug of juice.
Yeah.
And that was our treat. The two of us.
Yeah.
So that was the best summer job. After that job was finished, I had to go back to school, and I wanted to find a part-time job.
Mm.
And I went to the Bay on a rainy day that we left.
So this would be the Bay
Downtown.
on Stephen Avenue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
it was the only bay in
That
town.
was yeah.
And so I went to apply for a job.
You know the one he's talking about, hey Rick?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, the one just downtown. I guess it's
Downtown. That was the fanciest department store in Calgary.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Actually, was one of the only one. And so I applied for a job, and by the time I got home, they called me to show up to work Friday at 5 o'clock, from 5 to 9. And I got off of work at 4:30 from the construction. I had to go home and change. By the time I got there, it was 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't very happy, but they took me to the restaurant, and they took me to the back, and they gave me this white uniform. So then they took me to the kitchen, and I can still remember there were huge piles of big pots and 2 sinks the size of this table here, and I had to wash pots. And I had never washed pots in my life, but I did it.
Yeah.
And so 9 o'clock comes along, there's still pots left over, I couldn't get through them.
Yeah.
And so I said, but tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. And I thought, if I show up at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'll catch up.
Get it, yeah.
Well, by the time I got there, it probably was 7:45. Well, not only pots, but everything else that the cooks and the bakers used were piled there. Anyways, I stuck it for the day, and I can still feel my fingers. They were just
Raw.
Oh.
And the supervisor comes and said, okay, thank you for coming, but next Friday, make sure that you show up at 4 o'clock. And I said, I'm sorry. I said, thank you for giving me the job, but I just can't wash pots. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And he said, well, sorry, that's all we have. I said, oh, thank you. And I left. Anyways, they called me back, said, if you show up next Friday, we'll put you to wash dishes. That was much easier.
Yeah.
Because they had a dishwasher that reminded me of a conveyor belt. All you had to do, feed one end, and some kids were at the other end.
And they would put it away.
And they put them away. And so I did that for a weekend, and then they moved me to the kitchen to help the cooks.
Okay.
And
what did they have you on? What were you working on?
well, we'd go there, we'd peel potatoes. And the way we peel potatoes, you throw a sack of potatoes in like you ever seen a mortar mixer? Well, that's what it was.
Okay.
So you turn the water on, you spun these potatoes, and they come out, they were clean, or cut fish, cod or halibut, and you get these big, huge halibuts, and you have to cut them. And so, and fish, cod, you have to cut it for fish and chips.
Yeah.
But not 10 pounds. We're talking about 150, 200 pounds at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. So because Fridays was fish and chips, and then you had to make French fries, and you had to put these potatoes through through
Through the peeler.
no
Oh,
to press into where it was
make the French fries. Yeah.
make the French fries, and then you had to partial cook them, and then the next day when they used them, they were half cooked already, and
Yeah.
there you go. And then we would make hamburgers.
Okay.
A patty at a time with one of these machines, and you had to feed, and so a lot of experience.
Yeah.
And then later on, I started to learn how to cook and how to cook, and
What was the restaurant in there called?
Chinook Room. Chinook Room, and that was the biggest restaurant in Calgary. It was a cafeteria, but it was the most popular restaurant
In Calgary at the
Calgary.
time. Yeah.
Lunchtime we started at 11 o'clock, and lineups that you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Saturdays was mad
Madhouse.
house, and it was great. And they paid me $1.25 an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then there was
So that's not as good as the construction job though.
no.
Yeah.
No. But it was
But it was
okay.
good.
Well, it was good because then we got to work. They opened instead of Friday and Saturdays. They stay Thursday nights open till 9 o'clock, and Friday nights till 9.
Mhm.
And then on Thursday night they would have a smorgasbord.
Okay.
Okay, and I was the kid that
Would serve? Would bring it out?
no. I
Okay.
was the guy that would cut the meat, and the ham, and the turkey or whatever,
Oh,
and pile
it up
pour
for
it
them.
up to the plates. So I don't know. I probably told you this before. It was the guy that worked in construction.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think he would have been a bodybuilder because he was a short guy and strong, and I got to know him pretty well. And he would come, and he would start with ham, and big.
He worked there as well too.
No,
he would come to eat.
Come to
He would
eat,
come
right?
to eat. Okay.
From working construction, and actually he worked with Joe's dad,
Okay.
Joe Montanini's dad.
Yeah.
That's a that he.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he would come there and he would start, just a couple of big, huge pieces of ham.
Yeah.
And then he piled whatever else, and then he come back and he would do beef. Okay? And that was all you can eat.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And as long as you brought the same plate back.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I bet you, not even my best days, I could eat the same amount of beef that he would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
He was a good eater.
it was good either. But that was fun. Good learning experience for kids.
So that was from the time you were
So I worked part time at the Bay throughout school.
Okay.
Anyways, I made about 22 to 24 bucks a day. A week.
Yeah.
That was enough for me to have money to do whatever I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I would buy myself a shirt or a pair of pants.
Yeah. From the Bay, or what was the place to buy clothes?
No,
then?
my brother was a tailor, so he worked at.
Oh, so it'd be
He
tailored stuff.
But I'll get pretty good clothes.
Which brother was this? This was
Fred.
This was Fred. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. But also in the summertime, while I was going to school,
yeah,
I would work in construction.
Oh, okay. And at the Bay at the same time, or
at the Bay at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Part time.
Okay.
Okay, that was when I was in grade 9, when I was at St. Mary's, when I was at St. Francis in grade 10. Because working construction at the time, was $1.65.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
paid
they were
better.
paying.
Yeah.
And the first construction job was with Burns and Dutton, which is Canada Construction now.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was working, doing city sidewalk, concrete.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a pretty good job.
Were you placing concrete, or would you be?
I was placing and actually helping the finishers.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And so that would have been when the summer you were 16.
The summer I was 16.
Okay. Okay.
And the summer I was 17.
Yeah.
And the summer I was 17, the foreman or the
We lost Eric.
did it?
Let's see. One sec. Where did you go? I think we're still good. We'll see if he comes back in. The summer you were 17. He'll come back. Yeah.
The working construction, the foreman,
Mm-hmm.
Walter Bolensky, he's a Polish guy.
Yeah.
He swore every second word because he didn't know what he was swearing. But anyway, he was a really good guy, a really,
Yeah.
good person to work for.
Yeah.
And he would pay me an extra hour a day to pick up some of the workers to take them to work.
Okay.
Okay? So I would drive, some of the guys would.
Oh, so when did you get a car?
I got a car when I was in grade 10.
What was your first car? Where'd you get it?
I got it from another kid in North California.
Okay.
Okay? And my first car was a 1953 Henry J. And those cars are only made for 2 years.
1950 Henry J. Okay.
Henry J. was.
I don't think I've ever heard of that
Was
car.
quite particular, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so a lot of the guys that work in construction would take the bus downtown because that's where everything connected, eh? Right at the bay.
That was like the.
That was like bus central.
Okay. Yeah, that was like the hub.
Yeah, the hub. And I would go there, drive by, pick up one or two guys, and take them to work. And the work was mainly around the stadium.
Like the Saddle Dome?
No, the McMahon Stadium.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Doing the road work there. Because Crowchild didn't exist past.
It didn't exist at the time.
Well, Brentwood was out of town. So,
Yeah.
So that's what I got my feet wet with construction.
And who was and what was it called again? The precursor to Canada?
Burns and Dutton.
Burns and Dutton. And how did you find that job?
I knew that they were doing, you could see their signs.
Oh, okay.
And I went to apply. They're off. They're off 54th Ave.
Okay.
Between Blackfoot and 56, I believe. Between Blackfoot and McLeod. So at that time, the bus only took you to 42nd Avenue McLeod Trail. So you had to walk.
Yeah.
To, walk, on the road, and it was across the field, and that's where their office was. And I went in and asked
Yeah,
job,
had a
and
job.
they said, yeah, you can come and work with us for the summer.
Okay.
And so I knew some of the guys that worked there.
Yeah.
Did you meet Butch last week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he would.
Okay.
So then I would, at that time I didn't have the car yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I would go to Butch's place and he'd give me a ride.
Did he live in Thorncliffe as well?
Oh, he lived, no, he lived on,
I'm back.
You're back.
Sorry about that. My mom called me at a unceremonious time, and then it just messed the whole thing up.
No worries. No worries. We're just talking. My Nonno is just telling us about the summer job of when he was 17. He was
60.
This was 16.
Yeah.
Okay, 16
and 17.
and 17. Placing and finishing concrete, and
Okay.
and he got paid an extra. He got paid an extra hour when he got his first car to go pick up guys for work. And most of his work was down by McMahon Stadium because Crowchild didn't exist then. What was there before
Right.
Crowchild? Was it just like a farmer road or dirt road?
24th Avenue? No, it was a paved road because McMahon Stadium was built in 1960.
Yeah.
And, there was a paved road.
Mm.
And the
But it just wasn't a highway.
No, but it was the 1A highway.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there was the 1A that goes to Cochrane. It went to Banff at the time before Trans-Canada opened.
Yeah.
Okay, when I came in 1958, Trans-Canada, Calgary, Banff, I think opened shortly after I got here.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. So what was, I guess it would have been just, you used the 1A before? Or what was there before?
First time I went to Banff was through the 1A.
Yeah.
And we went through the 1A last year, Audrey and I, and Nonna and I.
Yeah.
Just for
old time's sake.
It's
nice, yeah.
Way nicer drive.
100%.
Especially with no traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's my story. And,
so started placing, and then so that was your final, and then so then you went into grade 12.
Yeah. Then we got married.
What year would that have been?
Yeah.
And then I worked at the Bay full time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but by that time, I worked in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And with the cooks.
Okay.
And
then
I could run the kitchen by myself too.
Okay.
Okay. Then they wanted me. They were short in the bakery section, and they asked me if I want to transfer there because they really need somebody that would show up to work.
Yeah.
And I did. And the master baker that ran the place, he had just moved from Amsterdam.
Mm.
Okay. And he was a super talented guy.
Yeah.
So.
Was that your first exposure to baking? That job?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we made all the sweets, all the pastries,
mm-hmm.
except the fancy pastries. They brought them in from a Swiss baker.
Mm.
It was called City Bakery in Bridgeland.
Okay.
It was very famous. And but we made hot dog buns, hamburger buns. We made muffins, you name it.
Yeah.
Okay. But the two of us, there were other ladies working there doing other things.
Yeah.
When I think probably our restaurant served on the average 1,000 people a day.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a
Yeah,
huge place.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I had a staff of about anywhere from 120 to 140 people.
Okay. It was a big,
It was a big
staff.
operation.
Yeah.
And so I worked there until for 5 years.
Hmm.
Okay. And I got to be so boring. we, we worked from 6 o'clock in the morning or 5:30 in the morning. By 1 o'clock we run out of work, and we would leave at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and it was just boring.
Hmm.
And then I decided to go work in construction.
So how old? When would have that been? How old were you?
20
20. Okay.
when I got.
Okay. And then so.
No, I went to work in construction when I was 24.
24. Okay. Yeah. So like from. Okay. So
Yeah.
you worked full time at the Bay from
Yeah.
pretty much grade 12 to when you were 24.
Yeah, 5 years.
5 years.
You know,
Oh.
with my part-time and stuff, they
Yeah.
qualified me for 5 years.
Yeah.
They advanced me
Ah. Okay.
because
Okay.
at that time you qualify for a pension.
Oh.
Imagine,
Okay.
Yeah. You know, yeah,
Yeah.
benefits
Yeah.
and stuff, you know. So the Bay was a good company, but the
Yeah.
pay was
Not as great.
not as great.
Yeah.
Because one of the managers that I really didn't like, because I would go ask for a raise. I said, well, I mean,
Yeah.
we're doing good. We're producing for you guys, but the pay is
Not
not good.
not good.
So one manager told me flat out, he said, if you think that you're ever going to make $10,000 working at the Bay,
Go somewhere else.
he said, no, you're in the wrong place.
Mm.
You know, $10,000, you know, was, when you made $400 or $500 a month,
Yeah.
you know,
That's good money. Yeah.
but $10,000 is huge.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
So I went to work in construction, and my first job was with Butch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, and I worked for him for quite a while.
Hmm. What'd you do?
Just the first while we placed concrete, and then learned to finish concrete pretty quick.
Yeah.
Wasn't enough to put a computer together.
Yeah.
You had to have just some muscles and some
Yeah. An eye for a level.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it wasn't nothing. So I did that, and then after a few years that I worked for him, and I thought, well, I'm not. It's not going to work.
Mm.
I want to do things on my own.
Yeah.
And so I started to sub for him.
Mm. Okay.
Doing piecework.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how long was that you worked for him until you decided?
I think I worked for him from 1969 to 1974.
Okay, so about 5 years.
Well, less than 5 years,
Okay.
if I recall.
Yeah.
And then got into doing piecework.
Yeah.
They would do all the placing of the concrete,
Mhm.
and I would do all the finishing.
Okay.
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 So, but I had a partner.
Yeah, and then Eric, if you don't, piecework just means like you get paid by the foot or by the square.
But we were getting paid by the square foot.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So if we did, let's say, on a high-rise building downtown, if there was 14,000 square feet, we would get paid at the time was 6 cents a square foot.
Mm.
Okay, you do the math to that.
Yeah.
It wasn't very much.
Yeah.
That was a lot of money.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
good money.
Yeah.
Because I had a partner, and then I had one or two other guys, and sometimes we we finished 30,000 square feet in a day.
Yeah.
So
So it's good money. Yeah.
so it was really good money,
Yeah.
especially when we would pay our guys. Oh my goodness, pretty good, $3.85 an hour.
Yeah.
So, but most of the guys made $2.85, $3 an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. Doing it.
Yeah.
Like hourly. Or,
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was pretty good. But my partner guy lasted about a year
Mm.
because, he was really a good guy, but we had different
Ideas of what
different ideas, and we parted ways, and that kept on. And I did that for until 1982.
Okay, so for another 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Oh, maybe
8 years.
yeah, maybe a little longer too,
Yeah.
because that's in the 80s when things start to go down in Calgary.
Yeah.
81, 82, really bad, and that's when everybody lost
Yeah.
their jobs. Everybody lost their
Yeah.
houses.
That was the national energy program and the crash of the oil price.
Of the oil and stuff, and and that's where a lot of companies went broke, and
Yeah.
so, but at that time I was lucky because the city hall was still under
Construction.
construction, and I was doing all the finishing work at the city
Yeah.
hall, and after that we part ways with doing piece work.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, with all these companies leaving Calgary, going back down east or BC or whatever, there was a real void. All the unions had gone bust
Mm-hmm.
because we're all unionized before that.
Yeah.
And
What union would have that been?
I was with plasters and cement mason union.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, or you had to belong to the laborers union, or the carpenters union, the electricians, or the plumbers, all the steel workers.
Yeah.
But all the unions pretty much
Went under. Yeah.
And so there was a real void for companies in Calgary to do small commercial work that you could do. I knew how to do concrete work and to do some form work and to do rebar, to do all that stuff. I knew how to do sidewalks. I could do all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I decided to start putting prices to do commercial work.
Mm.
And
what was the first job that you got doing that?
The first job that I got was my first big form work job that I got was doing the Wendy's restaurant on 32nd Avenue and Barlow Trail.
Barlow Trail, 32nd Ave. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my big form job.
Okay. Yeah.
That would have taken us 3 hours. But I did everything. I did all the concrete work and all.
Yeah. Who did you do it with? Was it just you, or?
No, it was me, and I had 2 guys working for me at the time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I started to do gas stations.
Mm-hmm.
Great work.
Yeah.
Really. And I started to do, a little more advanced stuff like get a Safeway store. And I did some small bridge work, and then I started to do some warehouses, and then I started to do, you name it, from church to bank vaults bank vaults was really in style, and
Yeah.
just before the Olympics, all the banks
Wanted a new vault.
wanted a new vault, and these were such a good paying jobs,
Yeah.
such a good paying jobs that we had to work to a science. We'd just go in and go out,
Yeah.
and they paid really well, and they kept calling us.
Yeah.
From the TD Bank, you name all the banks,
Yeah.
and it was good. Then I did a lot of work for people that did interior work,
Okay.
and these guys would bid to do some form work and some concrete work, but they had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah.
But they got huge money for it.
Yes.
Because, there was a real demand for
Interior concrete.
interior concrete and exterior, and then we got into building churches, schools,
Yeah.
bigger stuff.
What year would have that been? Or I guess it would all been kind of gradual.
Gradual.
Yeah.
Then when your dad came in, okay,
Yeah.
was my worst nightmare because I didn't want him to do construction work like I did because it stopped. That was pretty. But anyways, and then after a while, he said, "Okay."
What year would have that been? That would have been two.
Probably just before you were born.
Okay. Yeah.
And, I can't remember what year it was. But after he worked with me for about 6-8 months, he says, "Oh, I think I did some research, and then, because he's always, that
Yeah.
it's the right time to start a residential company."
Yeah.
And I said to him, "Well, if you want to start, you go ahead and do it." And I said, "If you need any help, I'll help you, but I don't want to do anything with residential."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Well, fine." And he started. And I bet you within 2 years, it was the biggest residential company in Calgary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, but then he helped me out with
The commercial.
the commercial stuff, and then we started doing my first attempt at doing a high rise was the Glenmore Inn Hotel. The Glenmore Inn was 5-6 story. On Glenmore and Ogden Road.
Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was my first one. And then, anyways, we did a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And after that, we did 10 story, and then after that, we did whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever height it was.
Yeah.
So, but we did some pretty interesting projects.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. What? Okay. So Marco starts working with you around the time I was born.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go back a little bit. Okay. So more on the family side of things.
Okay.
So at what point did okay, so you and Nonna had Zia Lisa
1964.
in 1964, and you, what were you, 19 or
20?
You were 20. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so 20 you were working full time at the
Bay.
At the
Bay. Because I needed a job.
Yeah.
And I knew where to get a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you guys, what year did you guys get married? What had that been?
1963.
1963.
December 1963.
Okay. And then were you guys still in Thorncliffe when you got married, or did you move to?
No. Nonna lived on 27th Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
You know the place by the Silver Inn there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's where she lived.
Yeah.
And I lived with my brother and my sister-in-law, Olga.
Yeah.
In Thorncliffe.
Yeah.
Okay. Then when we got married, we rented a basement suite on 19th Avenue, right off Center Street, northeast.
Yeah.
Okay. We stayed there for 1 month because it wasn't a nice place.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we moved back with Audrey's mom and dad,
And on 27th Ave.
27th Avenue.
Okay.
Because they were going to move back to Italy for good.
Right.
Okay. So I think we were there for about a year before they moved. Yeah, they moved back in '65.
Okay.
Yeah. And when they moved back, we bought their house,
Okay.
the old house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you bought it from them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 6 months after they moved back, they came back
Yeah.
because they didn't like Italy anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So they stayed with us for a short while. And then they moved out to where Brayside is now.
Okay.
Off Southland Drive. Because your Miss Nonna worked for this German baron.
A German baron.
Yeah, Landmark 5. He was in the oil business and he was here in Calgary.
Okay. I didn't know that.
And he had a big house and on I think would be 24th Avenue and 19th Street.
Okay.
Southwest.
Yeah.
From Southland going that way, that quadrant. That's what he owned there.
Oh,
and
cool.
Your Miss Nonna was she cooked for him.
Okay.
And they had a place, nice accommodation to live. And so that's where they stayed. And then they moved close to downtown. And then in the meantime, I built the new house at the back of the old house on 27th Avenue.
Yeah.
You never saw the inside of that, no?
No, I don't think so. So, Eric, they had a house?
We had a bungalow.
Okay.
We had a bungalow. Was about...
Eric, did you ever go to Tuxedo Source for Sports?
That would have been in the north?
Yeah, right off Center Street.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, that right by there, that's where this house was.
Okay, and it was a 3-bedroom house.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 1,100 square feet, and we had a basement suite and an old garage when I bought it.
Mm.
Wow.
And, but anyways, in 1977, okay, everybody was moving out of that Tuxedo, Mount Pleasant area, moving to new subdivision like Huntington Hills or, in the Southwest, whatever. And your grandmother and I went to look at some new houses in Beddington, Huntington Hills. And they were tiny. I mean, the bedrooms were so small.
Yeah.
And Audrey said, well, Marco's going to be, he was pretty big at that time.
Yeah.
In a small room like that. And the master bedrooms were very small.
Yeah.
So we decided to build a new house at the back of the old house.
Mm-hmm.
And
they connected. They connected.
Yeah, connected. Yeah. And I tell you, I worked like a slave for a long time. Because, every night after I got home from work, whether it was 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, go back and pound nails and I subbed the basement out.
Yeah.
But I did pretty much everything else. and I had a guy up with the framing, and of course I hired an electrician, and my buddy was plumber,
Mhm.
and but all the insulation, the painting, you name it.
Yeah.
And the finishing, I hired a guy that.
And so that would have been
That would have been 1977 we moved in.
okay. So Zia Jen would have been born
In 75.
in 75. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So she was just born. Okay. So you had your 3 kids, a full family, and then now another house for these Nonna and these Nonna.
Well, the old house, remodeled it, put a new kitchen in it, fixed it up pretty nice for them, and then they moved back there.
Okay, and then you guys moved into the new
We
addition
moved
that
it
you
to the
built
back.
there. Okay.
Yeah. And it was nice accommodation.
Yeah, for sure.
We had 4 huge bedrooms. It was, I can't remember, it was 2,377 square feet.
Oh, wow.
2 levels.
Yeah.
And then we had a full rec room in the basement. Really nice.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, so I built a new garage.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and then when did because we were interviewing my dad a couple, I guess it would have been last week. What point of work did he come, like when he said he'd come and work with you like around 13, 14?
your dad, I think he came to me to work with me the first time about 12 years old.
Okay.
Okay, in the summertime.
Yeah.
First not every day and then in the summertime he would come all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah,
So
he was pretty good. Then,
what would you have been working on at that point? That would have
I
been
was still subbing at that time.
Okay.
I was subbing some stuff at the time.
Yeah.
But even then, when I was on my own, he said to me, because I thought, if you want to be in construction, go take engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you don't have to slave.
Yeah.
And he said, no, I don't want to. I'm not going to do construction work. No, none of this. And I said, oh, it's great.
Yeah.
But one year, he went to work for a cribbing company, for a cribber. Okay, that's where he really had to slave,
Yeah.
okay, to pack the forms, and what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
From the basement and stuff, and he had to be a work that was mostly in Okotoks.
Yeah.
Okay, and he had this route. What was it? The Toyota. He had a small Toyota.
Yeah.
Civic.
Okay. Yeah.
That he had bought for $250 or $200.
Oh, nice.
Was a good car.
That's a good deal. Yeah.
He was prepared to pay $500.
Yeah.
For the lady next door, and by the time he left, I think it was either $200 or $250.
Oh, nice.
Negotiated down, and that car was a really good car.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, he had to be at work in Okotoks.
Yeah.
Very early in the morning.
Okay.
And he stuck around for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Until he fell through somebody had nailed a plywood or something. He fell through the hole on the basement and he broke his
wrist.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he came back to work with me after he got married.
Yeah. Okay. And then, let's see, how are we doing? Okay, this is kind of fun. I think we might pause here.
Okay.
And we'll say this will be to be continued. Because we got up to about that point with my dad. So he'll have a part 2. And then you'll have a part 2 as well, too. And then we'll go from that point to today.
Okay, so my part will be in November.
Either that, or we could do it while you're in Italy as well too.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do something like this.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, to the listeners, thank you for listening. And
Thank you very much, guys.
or comments, leave them down in the comments section. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Ciao. Bye bye.
Perfect. Bye bye.